Hello everyone, welcome to Rainbow Infinity. Today I'll be reading Lyraofthestars' The You I Fell in Love With. If you like the reading, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please enjoy. Chapter 1. I still can't get over the fact that you let your hair down today, Sunset said. Her and Twilight were sitting together in a local cafe near the school. They had made plans with the other girls in their group, but their schedules didn't align as well as they had hoped. Sunset didn't mind the change too much. With finals just around the corner, it was getting harder to find some one-on-one time with Twilight that didn't involve textbook readings or handmade flashcards. It was to be expected, though. What Sunset didn't expect was for Twilight to show up at the cafe without her signature ponytail. Twilight touched her hair nervously. Does it really look that bad? No, that's not what I meant. Sunset looked down at her green tea. It's just that... Twilight? Someone's voice cut in. Sunset looked up and saw Flash Sentry walking up to them. It's good to see you back in town. Twilight turned to look at him. His smile faltered when he noticed her glasses. Sunset felt like she could see the train of thought that crossed his mind. The same one she had when she first walked into the cafe. Without her hair up, Twilight looked much more like the other Twilight, the princess from Equestria. The only thing separating them now was a pair of thick-framed glasses on her face. There was a particular issue Sunset and Flash both faced in those few seconds. Not only did they become friends with the princess from Equestria, but they had grown to love her as well. They weren't just happy to see their old friend again. It was more than that. Sunset felt it in the way her heart skipped a beat when she walked through those doors. She was sure Flash was feeling this as well. Oh, Flash said, awkwardly placing a hand on the back of his neck. Sorry about the mix-up. I hope you girls have a good time. I'm just gonna go over there now. He forced out a laugh before heading to the other side of the cafe where his friends were sitting. Twilight turned back to Sunset. Do I really look that much like her? Yeah, she said. Besides the glasses and the ponytail, you two look pretty much identical. A heavy silence loomed over the table. Sunset scratched at the design on her teacup as she carefully eyed Twilight, who continued fidgeting with her hair. But it's Flash, you know, she spoke up again. He had a massive crush on her, and she liked him back. They could have been a solid couple if it weren't for the whole dimension-hopping thing. And all her responsibilities back at home. Knowing all that, it's going to take a lot more than a couple of months to get over it. I can't blame the guy. She left such a big impact on the school. On everyone, really. Sunset let out a sigh as she looked out the window. Princess Twilight was brave enough to stand up to me back then. When I was, all selfish and horrible to everyone. She even came back to help us when those sirens were causing trouble. That Twilight really is an incredible person. Were you in love with her too? Those words made Sunset's eyes go wide. She met her girlfriend's gaze from across the table and thought carefully about her next words. It's more complicated than that. She took a sip of her tea. I didn't have a good grasp on relationships back then. I dated Flash just because he was nice to me, but there was no real romance there. At least on my side. I didn't have any friends. No real friends, at least. Just a good handful of people who followed me around and did what I told them to. So when Princess Twilight came to this world, showed me what true friendship really meant, forgave me and believed that I could change, it was something I've never had with anyone else. And the more I learned about her, the more I thought these feelings were romantic. She's Celestia's prized pupil, just like I was. And she was so good at it that she ended up becoming a princess. How crazy is that? Sunset paused. She's everything I wanted to be. Everything I failed to be. She looked away again before looking Twilight in the eyes. It took me a long time to figure it out, but these feelings I have for the princess aren't romantic. They're admiration. I look up to her the same way she looks up to Princess Celestia. She's my mentor. I go to her when I need advice, and she helps me with all the things about friendship I haven't learned yet. She really means a lot to you, Twilight said. It's hard to believe you would choose someone like me over her. Hey, I know where you're going with this. Sunset reached over the table to hold both of her hands. You have enough things to worry about in that pretty head of yours to be comparing yourself to a princess in some magical ponyland. You two look the same, but I promise you, you couldn't be any more different. We aren't? Of course not. She's always writing to me about all these quests and battles she goes on in her world, And every day I realize more and more how different our two worlds are. The two of you live completely different lives. Sure, this world is much more tame than hers, and magic is much more unpredictable. But the princess has absolutely no idea what daily life is like here. She's never learned how to drive a car. She never competed in the friendship games. She never had to go to a summer camp where the camp director went crazy and grew a magic wall of vines to keep everyone inside. Twilight laughed. My point is that you are you. Your memories, your experiences, your life is what makes you different from her. And, most importantly, Sunset lifted one of her girlfriend's hands and placed a gentle kiss on her knuckles. You are the one I fell in love with, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Sunset, she smiled. What, still don't believe me? Miss Twilight Sparkle, I swear to you I will stand up on my seat right now and tell this entire cafe how much I love you. I'll even do it right now. Sunset smiled mischievously as she let go and shuffled in her seat. She barely got 1 foot on the seat of the booth before Twilight leaned over and yanked her back down. Shh! I believe you! I believe you! A faint pink dusted her cheeks, and her laugh was so adorable that it made Sunset want to keep going. What? You don't want me to tell everyone about how beautiful? Oh God. Incredibly smart? Sunset, please! Come on, she teased. Sunset propped her elbow up on the table and leaned against her hand. I just want to talk about how much my girlfriend means to me. How she's always there for me when I'm having a bad day, and how I can listen to her ramble on and on about her theories and projects just because of how happy she is when she talks about them. How she treats all of her friends with so much kindness and respect, but she has that look in her eyes that's so full of love, and she says it all just for me. Twilight had her head on the table at this point, completely melting from the overwhelming amount of compliments. Her ears were bright red. Should I keep going? Please don't, she said, her voice muffled. Sunset reached over again and tilted her head up so she could look at her. She pushed back Twilight's bangs and planted another soft kiss on her forehead. I love you, Twilight. I'll say it as many times as I have to until you believe me. I believe you, Twilight smiled again. And I love you too. I love you more than anything else in the world. In any world. Thank you for listening in. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Until next time, stay tuned.